Everyone has a retirement number in their head. For some people, it's $1 million. For others, it's $2 million. Some people have no number at all, just a vague sense that they'll figure it out when they get closer. Here is the uncomfortable truth about almost all of those numbers. They are either completely made up, borrowed from something someone heard at a dinner party, or based on a rule of thumb that doesn't account for a single detail of the actual life those people want to live. And that matters, because retiring with too little money is a crisis. But here's what almost nobody talks about. Retiring with a wildly overstated number in your head is its own kind of crisis. It is the reason millions of people delay retirement for years they didn't need to. It is the reason people spend their healthiest, most capable retirement years still at a desk, convinced they haven't hit a number that they had already passed. The real retirement number is personal. It is specific. And once you know how to calculate it, it will almost certainly surprise you. In this video, we are going to walk through the 3 things that actually determine your retirement number, the formula the world's top financial institutions use to calculate it, updated with 2026 data, and 3 real examples showing what the number looks like across different lifestyles. By the end of this video, you will be able to calculate your own personal retirement number in about 10 minutes. This is wealth clarity. Let's get into it. Let's start by dismantling the most common retirement myth out there. $1 million has become the default answer to the retirement question, not because anyone calculated it, but because it is a round number that sounds both large and achievable. It has been repeated so often in financial media that it has taken on the weight of a rule. It is not a rule. It is not even a particularly useful starting point. Here is why. Whether $1 million is enough, too much, or dangerously too little depends entirely on one number: your annual spending in retirement. Nothing else. Consider 2 people, both retired with exactly $1 million. Person A wants to spend $40,000 per year in retirement. Their $1 million will last well over 30 years under almost any reasonable market scenario. They are financially free. Person B wants to spend $80,000 per year, a lifestyle that includes travel, dining, helping adult children occasionally, and maintaining a home. Their $1 million runs out in roughly 15 to 17 years. Depending on when they retire, they could run out of money before they die. Same number. Completely different outcomes. Entirely dependent on spending. The first step in calculating your real retirement number is not looking at what other people have saved. It is sitting down and honestly estimating what you will spend per year in retirement. Not what you spend today, what you will actually spend when you are no longer working, no longer commuting, and your lifestyle looks genuinely different from what it does now. For most people in the United States, that number lands somewhere between $40,000 and $80,000 per year. Where you fall in that range determines your retirement number more than anything else. Once you know your annual spending target, the calculation becomes straightforward, and it is based on something called the safe withdrawal rate. Here is the concept in plain language. When you retire, you are not going to spend your savings all at once. You are going to take a portion of it out each year to live on, while the rest stays invested and continues to grow. The safe withdrawal rate is the maximum percentage you can withdraw each year while giving your money a very high probability of lasting 30 years or more. The most famous version of this is called the 4% rule. It was developed by financial planner William Bengen in the 1990s using 75 years of U.S. market data. His finding, withdrawing 4% of your portfolio in year 1, then adjusting for inflation annually, gave retirees a very high probability of their money lasting 30 years, even through crashes, recessions, and bear markets. The math that follows from the 4% rule is called the 25 times rule. If you plan to withdraw 4% per year, you need to have saved 25 times your annual expenses. It is simply the reverse of the calculation. So if you plan to spend $40,000 per year in retirement, you need $1 million. If you plan to spend $60,000, you need $1.5 million. If you plan to spend $80,000, you need $2 million. Now here is the 2026 update that most videos on this topic ignore. Morningstar's most recent research, published in late 2025, found that the highest safe starting withdrawal rate for new retirees targeting inflation. Adjusted consistent spending over 30 years is now 3.9%, not 4%. That sounds like a trivial difference, but it shifts the calculation meaningfully. At 3.9%, your multiple is not 25 times expenses. It is closer to 26 times. However, and this is important, Morningstar's research also found that retirees willing to apply flexible spending strategies, meaning they reduce withdrawals slightly in bad market years and increase them in good ones, can safely withdraw at nearly 6%. William Bengen himself, the creator of the original 4% rule, has since updated his guidance and now suggests that under 2026 market conditions, withdrawal rates of 4.7 to 5.5% may be sustainable for many retirees. What does this mean practically? The 4% rule and the 25 times formula remain the most useful starting benchmark for retirement planning. But your actual safe withdrawal rate depends on your flexibility, your other income sources, and your retirement timeline. More on that in a moment. Here is where the personal part comes in. 3 factors adjust your retirement number significantly, and most people don't factor any of them in. The first factor is Social Security or pension income. If you are in the United States and have worked a full career, you will receive Social Security benefits in retirement. As of early 2026, the average Social Security benefit is approximately $1,900 per month, about $22,800 per year. The maximum benefit for a high earner retiring at full retirement age in 2026 is around $3,800 per month. Here is what that means for your retirement number. If your Social Security benefit covers $22,000 of your annual spending, you only need your savings to cover the remaining gap. If you plan to spend $60,000 per year and Social Security covers $22,000, you only need your investment portfolio to produce $38,000 per year. That drops your required savings from $1.5 million to approximately $950,000. Nearly a $500,000 difference from one income source you already have. Always subtract your guaranteed income sources from your annual spending target before calculating your savings number. Most people forget to do this and end up working years longer than they needed to. The second factor is your retirement timeline. The 25 times rule assumes a 30-year retirement. If you retire at 65, it assumes you live to 95. That is a reasonable planning assumption for most people. But if you are planning to retire early, at 55 or 50, you need your money to last 40 or even 45 years, which requires a larger multiple and a lower withdrawal rate. If you retire at 70, a shorter timeline means your money faces less risk of running out, and you can use a slightly higher withdrawal rate. As a rough guide, retiring at 50 means you likely need closer to 33 times your annual expenses. Retiring at 65 means 25 times is reasonable. Retiring at 70 means you may be fine with 20 times. The third factor is healthcare costs. This is the one most people consistently underestimate. A 2025 study estimated that a couple retiring at 65 in the United States needs approximately $315,000 set aside for healthcare costs over their retirement, not including long-term care. For early retirees who retire before Medicare eligibility at 65, the gap between leaving employer coverage and Medicare can cost several $100s to over $1,000 per month in premiums alone. If you retire before 65, add a specific healthcare cost buffer to your retirement number on top of your standard spending calculation. This is non-negotiable. Let me make this real with 3 specific examples using 2026 numbers. Example 1. Moderate lifestyle, retiring at 65. Annual spending of $50,000. Social Security covers $20,000. Portfolio needs to cover $30,000. At 25 times, $750,000 needed. Most people in this situation are closer to retirement than they think. Example 2. Comfortable lifestyle, retiring at 62. Annual spending of $70,000. Social Security covers $18,000 at early retirement. Portfolio needs to cover $52,000. At 28 times for the longer timeline, approximately $1.45 million. Example 3. Fire retirement at 50. Annual spending of $60,000. No Social Security yet. Portfolio must cover all $60,000. At 33 times for the extended timeline, approximately $2 million. Three completely different numbers for three completely different lives. None of them is $1 million as a default. All of them are specific, calculated, and achievable with a clear plan. So here is your retirement number framework in 3 steps. Step 1. Estimate your annual spending in retirement honestly. What does the life you actually want to live cost per year? That is your foundation. Step 2. Subtract any guaranteed income. Social Security, pensions, rental income. Whatever reliably hits your account regardless of markets. Only the remaining gap needs to come from savings. Step 3. Multiply that gap by the appropriate factor. 25 times for a 65 retirement. 28 to 30 times for early 60s. 33 times for 50 or younger. That is your number. The retirement number most people have in their head is either borrowed, guessed, or completely irrelevant to their actual life. Your number is different because your life is different. And the only way to know whether you are on track is to calculate it, rather than inherit it from someone else's guess. If this gave you a clearer picture of what you are actually building toward, subscribe to Wealth Clarity. We publish new videos every Wednesday and Saturday with the same approach. Real numbers, real frameworks, no jargon. YouTube will show you the next video right on your screen. I will see you there.